10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey everybody, it's that time of month again. I just went for a bike ride today, and with it being so hot, I figured I'd do a video covering something that I've already covered in the past before. That's the importance of staying hydrated and drinking water every day. Not just because it's hot, but because our bodies require water to function right. I'm not going to go over everything that I did a few years ago in that video, but this month I really want to emphasize make sure you stay hydrated. As you've seen on the news lately, the earth is warming up, and I don't deny that, but it's all part of God's design if you read your Bible. But just because the planet's getting hotter does not mean we cannot stay active and do things and stay safe. The key is staying hydrated. Now, personally, I always have at least a gallon of water in before I go out and do anything like biking outside. Even before I go to the gym and work out on the inside, I try to have a gallon of water in. Because you do not try to hydrate while your body temperature is going up. As I was explained before, trying to drink fluid and get into your system while your body is being active is like trying to put radiator fluid into your radiator of your car after your car already overheats. The car is not going to, I guess, accept, but allow the fluid into the radiator while the radiator is hot. What's going to happen is you put the radiator, try to put the fluid in the radiator while it's hot. That radiator is so hot, it's just going to spit the fluid back out and you're going to get burnt. Same thing with your body. If your body gets so hot because of the weather and you try to drink water, you're not going to be able to absorb it. It takes at least 5 to 20 minutes for your body to absorb the water you drink after you drink it. And by that time, if you're already overheating, you could die of a heat stroke, which could kill you or give you brain damage. I've seen a lot of people in the news lately having heat strokes because of the heat. You have to hydrate before you get out in the heat. Now, with me being active, and I'm not trying to ring my own bell, wherever, if I'm outside, if I'm going on a road trip, I always take this. This is my handy, I believe it's a 24-ounce water jug, which really, I drink more than this every time I drink or eat a meal. I'll take in a quart of water with breakfast, a quart of water with morning snack, a quart of water with lunch, and a quart of water with my afternoon snack. So by the time I get to mid-afternoon, early afternoon, before I get out and go to exercising, I've got a water in. And now when I bike, like today, I had a gallon of water down, but I also take this little water bottle. Yeah, as you can see, it's the same logo as what's on my jersey, but I'll put Powerade Zero in it to drink while I'm biking. The reason why is that because the Powerade Zero has all the electrolytes I need to keep from cramping up without all the sugar, so I'll take that with me. And the longer the ride I go for, the more fluid I take. Now on my 20-mile bike ride, that like I'm going to do this Saturday, I will also take this 24-ounce of cold water, and I will drink it either when I get hot while I'm riding or when I stop to eat a snack. Now, keep in mind, I'm not drinking this while my body's overheating because I already got the water in my body. So my body's already got the fluid it needs. This is just extra water I have to keep my mouth from drying out, along with this. So I'm pretty hydrated. Now, for my 40-mile ride, I will have both of these, plus the water I drink before I go, plus I will have this big bad boy, which is a 1-quart polar bottle. And in this, I will put in some sports drink for cycling. It's called Accelerate. It's like Powerade, but it's actually got protein in with it. And what's going to happen is that protein with the carbohydrates in there, it's going to help get the protein into my muscles so I don't burn muscles while I'm biking for that long. Because that 40-mile bike ride, I'm out in the heat and the elements for anywhere from 3 to 5 hours, depending on where I'm biking, depending on the weather, depending on how tired I am. Usually I can get that ride in about 3 hours and 45 minutes. But if I haven't biked it in a while, like I haven't biked 40 miles in probably 2 or 3 months, so it's probably going to take me at least 4 hours, probably a little bit longer the next time I try to do my 40-mile ride. But before I do the 40-mile ride, since it's been so long, I have to build up my stamina again, and I have to make sure I get my body hydrated. So what I will do is do a few short rides like I did today. Today I just did a about a 14 and a half mile ride, just to get my body used to the heat and humidity. Now, Saturday morning, I will do about a 21 mile ride. And I'll do it in the morning before it gets too hot. And again, I'll have water in and I'll have at least one meal down in me before I go. Then halfway through that ride, I will stop, rest for a minute, eat me something, and drink this entire bottle to make sure I'm staying hydrated. And that's just to get me back home. Then I'll come home, eat lunch, and drink another quart of water. Plus, I'll drink a Powerade in a protein shake as soon as I get done biking. That way I get the electrolytes back into my body and carbohydrates I need back into my body after biking, doing that exercise. And the carbohydrates in the Powerade will help get more of the water into my muscles and keep me cramping. See, people don't realize your body stores carbohydrates in your muscles also. That's what gives a lot of bodybuilders big pump. When you see them competing, they will starve their bodies of carbohydrates until like a day or so before their competition. Then they'll carb load to get the carbohydrates into the muscles, and then they'll drink the water they drink will go into the carbohydrates in the muscles and make their muscles look bigger and give them that big pump buff appearance. So drink your water, especially in this weather. I think today I went biking. When I left, it was 90 degrees. I got home, it was about 96, and that's without the heat index. With the heat index, it was probably getting close to 100 degrees, which is pretty hot, especially in Georgia with the humidity. But since I'm getting my body acclimated to, even though I haven't been biking much lately, I have been getting outside, walking in it. I have been getting outside, hiking in it, just to make sure I keep my body acclimated to the heat and humidity. So Sorry, I'm scratching my head. My head cap is still wet from my bike ride. And one of the reasons why I like wearing these little skull caps is because not only do they keep the sweat from getting down in my eyes, they will absorb a lot of the sweat from when I'm biking. And then as I'm biking, the breeze hits the cold cloth and it cools my head off, further reducing my body temperature a little bit and helping decrease the risk of me having a heat stroke or a regular stroke. That's why you see me wear these a lot. And even after I get done biking or running, I'll still wear a little while because it cools my head. But the name of the game, being active, or even if you're not active out this time of year like I am, stay hydrated. You don't want to go outside in this heat and overheat, then try to hydrate, because like I said, it's going to take 5 to 20 minutes for your body to get that water into your system to your organs. And if you're having this heat stroke, those organs are already dehydrated and they're going to start shutting down. And once your organs shut down, you ain't coming back. They haven't come up with anything to bring people back. That's what the big scare out in the Midwest is now about all these extreme temperatures. People are not ready for, especially in California, they're not ready for these heat waves. I just saw the news the other day, everybody's talking about how normally it's like 70 degrees, maybe 80 degrees, and it's 90 plus, and everybody's freaking out. I'm like, don't come to Georgia, because you will die real quick from the heat. But that's what I wanted to share with you this month. Please, 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 please stay hydrated. Drink your water. And here's something I forgot to mention. Coffee does not count as water for hydration. Soft drinks don't count. They actually have the opposite effect because they contain caffeine, they dehydrate you more. The last thing you want on a hot summer day is a cold glass of Coca-Cola or a cold beer, because beer will dehydrate you. Soft drinks dehydrate you. Coffee dehydrates you. Even an iced coffee, yes, will dehydrate you because it's the caffeine. The more caffeine you take in, the more water you're going to need to replace the water that the caffeine you're taking in is dissipating. So don't use the logic, oh, well, I'm drinking coffee or I'm drinking a lot of Coke, so I'm getting water, because you're actually having the opposite effect you really want. You want to hydrate your body. And your body is going to store water in your organs, not under your skin. What happens when you start getting hot, your body temperature goes up, your brain signals your nervous system to start releasing water from your organs through the capillaries, and that's how you start sweating to cool down. And the hotter you get, if you're not used to it, your body's going to release more water from your organs, which dehydrates your organs, which damages them. You've heard of liver failure, kidney damage, all of that comes from being dehydrated. Alcoholics have liver damage because the alcohol dehydrates their liver and they don't have the water, and then they shut down. Same thing with your kidneys. Even your brain. I'm not going to try to explain to you, but I'm going to get some help for you. Hey Google, where does your body store water at?
On the website betterhealth.vic.gov.au, they say, water forms the basis of blood, digestive juices, urine, and perspiration, and is contained in lean muscle, fat, and bones. Do you want a little more context?
No. Hey Google, how much of your brain is water?
80% water. On the website alphaalp.com, they say the human brain is 80% water. It is estimated that about 3/4 of our brain is water. As such, even slight dehydration can cause fatigue, headaches, lack of mental clarity, stress, and sleep issues. So with 80% of our brain being made with water, it is only obvious that we need to keep ourselves hydrated. People
There you
also
go.
sometimes ask me, how much water content is in the brain? Do you want to hear the answer?
No. See, 80% of your brain is water. And the more you get
On the
dehydrated,
website fiosneurosurgery.com, they say, the brain itself is made up of approximately 85% water.
hey Google, stop
Do you-
that. Sorry about that. But
Okay,
the idea is if your brain gets dehydrated, that's when you start feeling a lot of grumpy, you get fatigue. Now for me, because I have a brain injury, when I start getting dehydrated, I'll actually get a little bit of headache. And if I get too dehydrated, I'll have a grand mal seizure. Worst case scenario, I have another stroke, which I'm high risk for. That's why I obsess over drinking more and more of this. So if you're having any health issues right now because of the weather, because of the extreme heat, you need to make a few lifestyle adjustments. One, and I know a lot of my writer friends aren't gonna like this, cut back on the caffeine, please. Because you're only doing more damage to your organs and your brain. And believe it or not, that's why a lot of people like drinking coffee, because they get the quick energy rush, stimulation to the brain, helps them wake up. But the reason why it's doing that is because the caffeine is affecting your nervous system, and it's also dehydrating your brain. And eventually, it's going to cause some damage. For people who are sensitive or get too much caffeine, they suffer from insomnia because the brain is dehydrated. When you sleep at night, your body regulates the water in your organs. But if you had too much caffeine, your nervous system can't work properly. Stay hydrated. And that is really all I wanted to share this month. Please hit the like button, leave a comment in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this video, and share some of your go-to habits for staying hydrated. And I don't mean staying inside underneath the air condition. I mean, you gotta live. You gotta get out and do things. Just like an interview I just did for a fitness magazine, the age-old adage is true. A body in motion stays in motion. You can't shut down just because it's hot. I'm high risk for seizures, aneurysms, or stroke. Entire left side of my body's numb. But I don't let that keep me from getting outside, being active. I don't let that keep me from going to the gym and running. And I sure don't let it keep me from enjoying biking. But be proactive and not reactive. Drinking water when you're being active or getting hot is reactive. Hydrating before you exercise or go outside is being proactive. So be proactive and stay hydrated. Have a great week, y'all, and be on a watch out for some more interesting videos on my channel coming soon. Have a great one. Bye-bye.